What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Earthlings? Thank y'all for tuning in to another video. Thank y'all for all the support and all the love. I appreciate it truly from the bottom of my heart. Different setup, same hoodie. But yeah, man, let's jump right into it. Today, we're going to talk about not always having to be so ruthless to deliver your message. So let's say this. I'm going to use a real life scenario for me, and y'all use whatever scenario fits you. But somebody at work, pretty much, like my team lead, let's say crew chief, whatever, that's what they call it in my job. But my team lead, they'll send emails to us, to me, I'll say me. They send emails to our team saying, hey, did you guys send your emails for the day? And in that same aspect of that situation, they're attached to the emails that you send throughout the day. So that's like me asking you, did you brush your teeth today? When I heard you in there brushing your teeth. That's one of them like, why are you asking me that? I'm sending emails with him CC to the email, so he see the email. That's why it's like, why would you even ask me that? But I have two ways. This is the thing. Eventually it's going to come up because I'm not responding. And eventually it's going to say, well, Jack, why are you not responding? Now, I can either meet it with aggression and meet it with, like, I'm standing on business, or I could just be a little bit more compassionate and understanding to the aspect of, well, I ain't got to be like that. I ain't got to be so aggressive to get my point across. Either way it goes, I think that is useless and a waste of time and energy for me to even reply to a text like that, or even to consider any other things that may be going on, because in that I think a certain way with that. I think you don't need to ask me, did I send an email that you're attached to that you've seen as well. Now, there may be a whole bunch of scenarios, right, of why they're asking that question. Again, or I should say this, there is no wrong or right in a lot of scenarios. It's just what you think, what they think. Sometimes you're going to be in the middle, and sometimes you're not. And in some cases, it's okay not to be in the middle. You don't always got to find a common middle ground. Sometimes if you want to be dead wrong because that's how you see it, you're going to be dead wrong because that's how you see it. But nonetheless, I can either meet the situation with, man, I ain't sending you no email. I ain't texting you back to say, you already see the email, bro. Why would I tell you, text you back and say, yeah, I sent it. You already see that I sent it. Why would I act like that when I could just say, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I seen that you text me. I seen that, but at the same time, you're CC'd on my email. So I'm thinking to myself, why would I text you that I sent the email when you see that I sent the email? Basically saying, I see what you're saying, but trying to get my point across that I don't see the point of sending the text, but still saying what I'm saying without getting so aggressive and so upset. That's how you let people know they got control over you as well. But just to stay on the same point, it don't do nothing for me to be like, man, I ain't doing that. That's stupid. Like, I ain't listening to you and that. I ain't effing with that, this and that. Why you getting so aggressive in your approach? You don't got to do that to get your point across. Hey, man, I don't really see a need for me to send you a text to let you know I sent the email that you attached to when you can clearly see I sent the email. Versus, man, that's stupid, bro. I ain't doing that. Man, you crazy. That's a waste of my time. Why you being like that? You don't have to do the other way. That's lazy. That's a lazy way to not be compassionate or have a complex way of thinking. That's how I see it, at least. Now, I mean, I'm right or I'm wrong, but I'm just saying that it takes a different kind of being to step back and say, you know what? I can still get my message across without stepping on their neck. Because, and I get it, in some cases we may feel like we got to step on people's necks so they know not to play with us. But as some of y'all may know, the most dangerous person in the room is not the loudest person in the room, and they don't let nobody know they're dangerous. You just know. And not even that you just know, it's just, you don't have to be Mr. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect me, versus you could just be like that still and not have to let it be so emotional and let it be so aggressive, just for lack of a better term. You don't have to approach it that way. You can let people know you're not gonna play with me without being aggressive. You can just let them know. It's like you see in the movies and stuff. Look, man, you can say with a smile, I ain't the one to F with, man. So let's just go ahead, watch out. I'm gonna go my way, you go your way. Or you could be the, what's up? I'm ready to crash out right now. Oh, relax, relax. And again, that's how you let them know they got control over you. But nonetheless, there's two ways of approaching, or there's many ways of approaching a lot of scenarios. But what I'm seeing lately is a lot of people take that lazy way of thinking and they are approaching things without ever putting themselves in somebody else's shoes. And again, you ain't always got to do that. Sometimes, like I said, you don't want to be in the middle. I don't want to be right. I was just telling my girl today. Sometimes I don't want to. I don't want to put myself in their shoes. I don't want to be in the middle. I want to be dead wrong because that's what I think. I think it's stupid to send a text about the email. Somebody else might see the reason for it. I don't care about that. I don't want to understand. This is what I think. And those are the instances where you're just going to be dead wrong if you're wrong. But you're not, because it is no right or wrong. It's my perspective and your perspective. That's all it is. But yeah, that's a video topic for today, man. We do not have to be so aggressive in our approach when we're trying to make somebody's, when we're met with a challenge or met with something that's a different way of thinking. Somebody's telling you, hey, I need you to go clean up on aisle 13. You don't like the way they said it. So you could be like, man, don't be talking to me like that. Dang, why you gotta get so aggressive? You could just be like, hey man, hey Tom, bro, next time you need me to clean out 13, I would just appreciate if you was like, yo, say, if you could just say please, or you could just let me know, like, yo, I need some help on aisle 13, do you mind cleaning, or whatever the case may be. It's different ways you could go about your delivery versus trying to be so aggressive. Now you may think, oh, I'm just gotta let people know they can't play with me. But to let people know they can't play with you is about how you carry yourself. And again, standing up for yourself don't mean you gotta be standing on people's necks. If somebody trying to punk you or bully you, you ain't gotta chop their head off. You ain't gotta do nothing crazy. You could just let it be known that you're not going for that. And if they do try to take it there, you just meet them at the same place, or just take it a level higher, whatever the case, however you feel you need to deal with it. But meeting things with aggression often cause conflict versus trying to come to things with a more compassionate mindset. And again, I think it's lazy to just be aggressive all the time. And again, sometimes, or I should say, not again, but sometimes you will have to be a little aggressive, but not enough, not to always get your point across. Nah, I ain't even gonna say that. You don't have to be aggressive to get your point across. Because if you're trying to get a point across aggressively, then you're trying to force it. You're trying to like make them listen to you, or make them know they can't step on you. You can let them know you can't step on me. I'm not going for it. Without saying, man, ain't nobody gonna step on me. I'll do this and this and this. It's two ways to it, man. Or there's many ways to it, but I would say I think that we should all start approaching things a bit more with a bit more complex thinking and a bit more compassion, and always put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And just what you look like when you being aggressive, when you trying to be tough or whatever the case may be, it actually make you look soft, because the real truth is somebody that know they can't play with you, they just gonna know. But the person, they know they can play with you when they see you getting upset, when they see you crashing. Now they know, oh, I got him right where I want him. That's a weak person right there. You might be willing to do 20 years for the fact that somebody stepped on your shoes. That don't make you tough. That don't make you cool. That don't make you hard. What make you hard is being able to process your emotions and process your thinking and think about, how much do I have to lose over whatever this is? Is it really worth me cussing out the dude that's sending me emails or texts to do that? Why am I gonna do that? To let him know he can't play with me, that I think is stupid? No, I don't need to take it there. I can get the same message across that I don't agree with that by just using normal complex thinking and just processing it a different way and taking a step back. I think a lot of people, me and myself included, we all kind of struggle with the healthy balance, because sometimes you're going to have to let people know you can't play with me, and you might have to be a little bit aggressive. But again, I'm like a little double-sided with that. It's a little bit of contradiction with that, because I also see the other side of, why do you ever need to really be aggressive to get your point across? That don't really help. If you have a disagreement with somebody and you get aggressive in your approach, it's not really going to help you. You're not going to see eye to eye. And that's okay. We're not always going to see eye to eye. We're not always going to meet in the middle. Sometimes I'm gonna be on this side, you're gonna be on that side. And we just gotta not even agree to disagree. We just gotta say, this is how I see it, that's how you see it. It is what it is. Thought I heard something. But yeah, that's how it's gotta be, man. And I just wanna bring y'all this video to remind y'all to take a step back and not be so aggressive in your approach. Not be so aggressive in your thinking. And to get your point across, you don't gotta be a butthole. You don't gotta be a mean person or a mean-spirited person. I'm trying to use better word choice for YouTube so my stuff can get pushed more. But yeah, I don't think it's necessary at all to do stuff like that. I think it's better for you to have a complex and a better way of processing what's going on and delivering that message versus just spewing out, man, F this. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't sending them emails. Like, oh, relax. I just don't really see the point in me sending them emails, sending them texts when I sent you the email with the CC on, with you being CC'd on it. Me personally, I just don't see the point in that. Versus, man, that's stupid. I ain't doing that. Stop texting me. I'm tired of seeing that. You about to blow me, bro. For real. What's going on? Same message, you don't want to send a text. Different delivery. And when you give an aggressive delivery, you're going to be met with aggression. You coming at it a different way also diffuses the situation. Even if it's a disagreement, it's being diffused because now y'all can kind of take a step back together and say, well, dang, Jack, you right. Not saying I'm right or wrong, but dang, Jack, you right. I don't really get why I'm texting you that when I can see it on the email. And maybe I see it from a different perspective of, oh, you might have had your notifications off, or oh, you might not be getting the email when I'm CCing you, whatever the case may be. Now I'm taking a step back and saying, that makes sense. I think we'll reach a way better understanding and we'll be able to draw our boundaries a lot better if we're not beating everything with so much aggression. We're not trying to step on everybody's neck all the time. Because I get it. You want to let people know they can't play with you. I understand that. We all gotta let people know that they can't play with us. But the toughest person is not always the person that's being huffy puffy, like Mr. Bad ass, whatever. You get what I'm saying? You can still be a stand-up person and stand on your principles and morals and not let anybody disrespect you by just letting them know or just by showing that you're not going for that. Whenever they do try to disrespect you, you remove yourself or you let them know, whether it's be words or your actions, I'm not going for that. That's how they know. You don't have to be the talkative one to say, I ain't going for that. We all know the people that's talking aggressive, they not really aggressive. Because it's like, I'm going to just say this real quick before I let y'all go. We all know the person that's about to fight, that's talking a lot, they're not really trying to fight. Because the person that's really going to do something is not going to say nothing. The person that is not going to let you step on them, they're not going to tell you you're not going to step on me. They just going to let it be known. You're not going to step on me. It's not going to happen. You're not going to bully me or you're not going to try to control me or whatever the case may be. You're not going to step on me. Simple as that. They're going to let it be known, whether that's through their actions or likely going to be through their actions. I think that we should all definitely just take a step back and have a more complex way of thinking when it comes to processing our thoughts and processing our emotions. It's cold out here right now in Florida, I ain't gonna lie. About to throw that hoodie on, get back to the crib. But yeah, man, I just had to bring y'all a quick video. I appreciate all the support, Earthlings. I appreciate all the love. Again, keep going, keep pushing. I'm gonna see you on the next one.